Hey fam, it's your girl Miss Diva Trucker 43, and I'm back again with Ripley. Um, I'm just coming to you today to introduce my radio show that I was on last week, March the 4th. It's about women empowerment in the workplace. Okay, that I did a radio interview with BBS Radio, Sensational with Mr. Bonafide and JW, and I hope you like it. It's pretty lengthy, so I hope you like it and please enjoy. And I will talk to y'all later. Bye. Tell her bye, Rip. Tell her bye. Say bye. Look, say bye. Say bye. Bye, y'all.
This woman is amazing. You can look her up. I mean, she got YouTube videos out. I mean, she always out there, trying to help women get ahead. I mean, she's a hard worker. She's an owner operator. She's an entrepreneur. And I tell you, it's no harder woman working in transportation than this woman. But before we bring on our special guest tonight, I want to give her a special shout out and all the women's that's, out here in the world, man, that's empowering themselves, in this man's world. I mean, they got all the struggles. They got so many obstacles against them, but they are empowering themselves, man, and moving forward. And before we do that, I want to give a shout out, and we're going to play this song, Mr. Producer. Let's hit it. This is a man's world. This is a man's world. But it wouldn't be nothing, nothing without a woman or a girl. I mean, it's a man's world. Wouldn't be nothing without a woman or a girl. I want to introduce our guest tonight, Miss Tamara Brock. How you doing?
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I love that song.
Oh yeah, that was for you.
Oh,
that was
wow.
For all the ladies out there, that's right. That's for all the ladies out there. We're so glad to have you on the show tonight. I know that you is one hard-working woman, in the transportation business. And right now, you is out training women and we've been following you, so on for the last, for as long as we are known you, we've been following you. So, you got some of the most interesting YouTube videos. So people, if you're listening tonight, go check out a video. All you got to do, go to YouTube and put in her name, Tamara Brock, and boom, you'll see, man, she got videos galore. And something is on something. And Tamara, I just like the way you be bringing it. I just like the way your style, just the grace that you got, your energy, your love. You always got a smile on your face. Seem like you always so happy about everything that you do, So it's remarkable, and it's an honor to have you here with us tonight.
Well, I want to thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me to be on your show. And also James as well. I know both of y'all. I met y'all at the same time. And,
yes.
I believe that, whatever you do in life, you need to give it 100% at all times. So that's what I try to do. And it works. You have a choice. You have a choice to be happy. You have a choice to be successful. You have a choice to do whatever it is that you want to do in the workplace and in your life period. And that's what I choose to do.
And that's great. Being a woman, especially in the transportation industry, it ain't many women in the transportation industry as people think. It's still, we got a long way to go. But you yourself being a woman in the transportation industry, what are some of the obstacles that comes your way that you have to deal with, that that if it was a man, dealing with that same issue, the problem would be totally different? You'd like to share anything like, what have you actually been, situation that you've been in where, if it was a man dealing with that same situation, that it would be totally different, especially about you being a woman?
Well, as far as concerned, with getting into the trucking industry, it was very hard for me as being a female. A lot of times, the men pick up things as far as learning the parts of the vehicle, of the truck, of the trailer. You know, they pick up those things a lot quicker than what I did. I started at CR England going to training. And I noticed that, once I was book smart, but once we got out there to the field, it was a whole different story. It was like the men, they was able to jump in the truck, shift the truck, didn't have a lot of issues that I faced as far as naming the parts of a truck. A lot of men seen these things before, your fan belt, your power steering, your, all these different parts of the vehicle. And it took a lot for me to learn those things because I was not familiar with that at all.
Exactly. So what are you doing different right now to empower women that you're training now to make it a lot more easy for them?
What I like to talk to women or anybody that's getting into the industry as far as trucking is concerned is that if this is a dream, if this is something that you believe in and that you can do, it's a wonderful industry to be in. It does take a lot of hard work, but I always tell people that if I can do this, you can do this. It is a fast pace as far as learning. What you need to have as far as getting on the road. I mean, we go to school for 3 weeks, to get a license, and then you're out for 6 weeks, and after that, you're totally on your own with this 8,000-pound vehicle. Okay, and a lot of that is just taking its time, getting used to how to maneuver a truck. But once you get that down and once you repeat it on a daily basis, it becomes a little bit easier as you go by.
Okay. All right. So right now, you with KLLM, and are you a premier trainer? I mean, how long have you been training?
I just recently started training. I got into trucking because I lost everything that I had. Okay, and I saw this commercial on TV, and I was like, man, you could really make a good career and make a decent amount of money, attending, choosing this as your career. So as other people do, as far as watching videos and things like that, I did that as well. One of the women that I look up to that's been in the business, in the trucking industry for over 24 years is my mentor, which is her name is Dee Silva. And I used to watch all her videos and things like that. And, she kept it classy. She kept it professional. And I really enjoyed looking at her. And I thought, maybe I could do this as well. So I started at CR England. It was difficult with me passing my permit. I think I failed my permit twice. Okay, that did not stop me. I went ahead and got my my permit at CR England. I was told I wasn't going to be able to make it at CR England. I would never be a driver. I would never drive a truck. And I did not let that deter me. What I did was I contacted KLLM. They was more than happy to have me come to the school in Jackson, Mississippi. And it was like a family environment that took a little bit more time so I can get the time that I needed to learn how to really maneuver and do the things that I needed to drive a truck. I got my CDL at KLLM. I went out for my 6 weeks of training, and I've been at KLLM for about a year and a half now. I've recently started training about, I want to say in, February, August. So I've trained.
Hey, Tamara, we got a caller though right now. You want to take the caller? Hey,
Okay.
I think we got Miss Bell on line 1. Miss Bell on line 2.
Hello, Miss Bell. Are you there?
I am. Good evening, gentlemen. How are you tonight?
Hello, Miss Bell. How you doing?
All right, Miss Bell.
And Miss Brock, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful.
Awesome. I just want to say that I want to say thank you so much for what you women do in the trucking industry as well as the men. Without you, we really wouldn't have much. So I greatly appreciate what you do.
Oh, thank you so much.
I have a question that I'd like to know from when you started to where you are now. How long did it take you, and did you have any trouble with men in that aspect?
Well, where I started from where I am now, it was 3 weeks as far as getting your permit done and getting your license. That took a total of about 3 weeks. Once you get your license at KLLM, it takes another 6 weeks where you have to go out over the road within the 48 states to with the trainer that you're on the truck with them for 6 weeks. Once you come back and you're able to demonstrate the skills that it takes to maneuver back the truck and things like that, then you're able to get your own truck. So I would say a total of about 9 weeks in order to place you in a truck.
All right,
And
great. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. And the things that I've noticed out on the road as far as dealing with men, it's just how you portray yourself. I try to keep to myself at all times, but we are courteous to each other. And I feel like a lot of these men, they have wives, they have daughters, they have children. So they treat us. I haven't really come into a situation that I would have to deal with where I was maybe disrespected as a woman. I feel, I don't know how many others may feel, but I do feel that we are treated with respect out here in the industry. And you do get a lot of men or individuals that tell you that, you know, they admire what you do, because what we do out here is not easy. It is very hard. So you do get compliments as far as the men are concerned, you know, letting you know that, you know, you got a hard job to do, and it takes a certain special person to get out here and do this.
And so how long does it take for you to train somebody, and you train only women?
Yes, at KLLM, we only train the women. At different schools or different companies, they have their own set policies. One of the main policies that you have to have is you have to go through winter driving. That means that you have to be able to go up to Pennsylvania through the winter, maybe Colorado, Wyoming, where it snows, where you're dealing with different types of conditions of the weather. So you have to have that training first. Also, you have to be a safe driver. You can't have any speeding tickets. You can't have any backing incidents. So you have to have pretty much a clean record. We used to, at the time I was training, men would train females, females would train men, vice versa. But as far as right now, the KLLM has decided that females only train females and the males train the males.
Was this a reason for that? Was this reason that they started that? Anything occur?
Well, there has been situations that happened. I'm not thinking that it was with KLLM, but sometimes if other companies report that they have issues or they've had complaints in the past, or they may be something that doesn't happen, a situation that doesn't happen, KLLM will be proactive in making sure that it doesn't happen at our company. So that's what I think we did. Maybe we heard something happen at another company. We was on the proactive part about it, and we just decided it would be easier if the male trained the male and the females trained the females.
Yes, because in some incidents you have issues like that has happened, and Tamara, you and I both know that because we talked about one situation once before when we were on the phone trying to help a lady out of a situation that was dealing with a trainer that was taking advantage of the situation by having cameras in the truck, and I respected her privacy. And I even had a conversation with that gentleman explaining to him that, okay, it's all right for you to train her, sir, but understand that this woman needs her privacy also in the truck. And you have to respect that privacy because she is a woman. Okay, it's boundaries in between there. When you're out here driving these trucks, and at the end of your day you work that 14-hour shift, you want to relax and be comfortable in your vehicle because your vehicle is like your surrogate home, and you have to be comfortable in there. I find that when you deal with certain trainers, certain issues can arise if those two trainers, that the trainer and the student don't get along. We had an incident that happened, I believe, a year ago, where that he was having problems with his trainee, and he needed to get him off the truck. Unfortunately, that man was murdered by his trainee 5 weeks before he was ready to retire and train his granddaughter to become a truck driver. You know, you have situations like that happen. So you need to have someone that you can work with, that you can coexist with, that is willing to learn and learn these techniques that we're doing out here. Because, like Ms. Brock said, you have an 80,000-pound truck that you're maintaining that you have to get down the road. If any person tells you they've learned everything in the trucking business, don't listen to them because they are absolute danger on the road.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely right.
And
yeah, because just
also,
learning.
when it comes to training females and females being on the truck with males, I do get a lot of questions of how it's going to be and what to expect. I tell any female that you are never to be put in a position that you feel uncomfortable. At any time that someone's made you feel uncomfortable in a situation, you should report that immediately. First you want to tell the person, because they may not even realize what they're doing, that it's inappropriate, because it can be a comment, it can be a gesture, it can be anything, but you want to address it with the individual first. And if you don't get a resolution that way, then you need to follow the chains of command and make sure that you get yourself off the truck. A lot of times us females feel like if we get off the truck, then, we're not going to get hired, we're not going to pass, we're not going to get our truck, we're not going to be successful in this industry. And it's totally opposite. We want to put you in a surrounding where you are comfortable, that you can get the proper training that you need to have so you can get your truck and move on into your career successfully.
All right. Is Ms. Bell still with us?
I am. And again,
all right. Did she answer your question, Ms. Bell?
It did. And again, I thank you so much for everything that you have done for women.
Thank you so much for calling.
You all have a good night.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Bell. You have a nice night. All right. Yeah, Tamara, it is. It's a lot of hard work. And, for women's, that's why I want to do this show, women's empowerment in a man's world, because, regardless of how we look at it and how we look at society today, women's has been the backbone of this country. What if we want to admit it or not, women's have been the backbone of this country. A good woman, it seems like every successful man always got a good woman in his corner. Regardless, we just don't do it alone. You do not do it alone. So, this world has been made up as a whole, as women's being the backbone. Women's have held it together. I really truly believe that we wouldn't be where we at if it weren't for women. See, women can do two things that men will never be able to accomplish. And I say this over and over. That's bear children and give milk. We just can't do that. And the pain that you guys go through. So for you to be a woman out in the transportation world and doing the things that you do, it's a lot of women's probably listening to this show tonight, want to know how do they get into this industry, and they've probably been worrying about what would they have to go through getting into this industry. So, with you putting it out like that and explaining it, that it's hard work. It's hard work, and women's do tends to you know, when it comes time to learning, you know, it do takes a while. It do takes a while, but once they get it, they can roll. Look at you. Look at you. You're a success story.
It also takes a lot of sacrifice because we have families. I mean, a lot of us have spouses at home. You know, a lot of us have children at home. You know, we take on the criticism of, you know, you want to be a female trucker out here, but look at you. You have small kids. Why are you out here on the road? We should be able to have the same opportunities as anyone else. There's a lot of people feel like you should be at home taking care of your children, you know, and not being able to pursue your career or be able to provide for your family. You're gone a lot. You know, you have to think about those things. How is my family going to be able to maintain while I'm out here on the road? Because you may be gone out for 3 to 4 weeks at a time. You have to also worry about your safety. You're going to be in truck stops where you may have to walk a certain distance into the store just to use the restroom. You know, we always have to protect ourselves in that way, and you always have to be conscious of your surroundings and what is around you at all times. You know, I ask females to, you know, network with other people. Make sure that you let somebody know where you are at all times. But we do handle a lot as far as, you know, we as women are very emotional. You know, I can speak for myself. You know, you leave me in a certain area that I'm not familiar with, and I have a big issue with it. Maybe a man wouldn't. You know, so I love the company that I work for, and the reason that I love that is they understand women. They understand. They encourage us. We give scholarships. I think we just got a scholarship from Walmart for $250,000 to get more women to enter into this industry. A lot of things that with the data that it shows that women are safe drivers. We take our time. We have less incidents. So there's a lot of good data that supports women being in this industry.
Absolutely.
And
you guys are a lot more patient than men too.
We do get equal pay for equal work.
Okay.
Yeah, I can honestly say that I have several trucking friends that are women that I talk to on a consistent basis, and the general consensus is for the most part, they enjoy it because they have the freedom to do something that is generally has been basically male dominated for over the last 45, 50 years here, because there has been an explosion of more women truck drivers out here now, and I can honestly say that more women truckers on the road is more safer because we're losing a generation of truckers right now. And the truckers that we're getting in here, I'm just going to say for the record, some of these motherfuckers don't need to be driving, period, okay? With all that goddamn Dale Earnhardt and Ricky Bobby shit on the side of your goddamn truck. This is not a goddamn race car, okay? This is a truck, okay? And I see more female drivers, and I've seen them in the truck stops, doing walk-arounds when they're doing their fueling or just checking. I've seen more women do that now over the last 10 years that I've seen regular drivers do over the last 16 years. So that makes me feel comfortable knowing that the more women drivers that we do have out here take the necessary initiative to go through the pre-trip and the post-trip to make sure that the things on that truck is working and operating correctly, because you have so many drivers that go down this road that don't take the proper time to make sure their truck or their vehicle is properly tended to going down the road. And a lot of these big companies allow these drivers to jump in these trucks and just go down the road. And it's sad.
And another thing with me training, I've trained 5 females so far, okay? And every last one of them has been, well, 3 of them, the one that's passed or the one that received their trucks, have all been under the age of 25. So not that we're dealing with women getting in the industry, we're dealing with women just getting out of high school.
Yeah, they're getting a lot younger now. Absolutely.
They're getting a lot younger coming in, and they made up their mind this is what they want to do. You know, some of them they don't have kids, they don't have a husband, they don't, you know, they're really getting their life started, and that's what I kind of concentrate on to make sure that they stay focused and to be successful out here as well. As a trainer, we don't just teach you how to drive the truck. We have to teach you how to fuel that truck. We have to teach you how to be safe in that truck as far as the truck stops. We also have to teach you how to make money in the truck. So many of us ride around in this truck and we stay out here for weeks at a time. We don't make any money.
Absolutely.
You know, beginning in your first year of trucking, you don't make a lot of money. I try to teach people how to choose the correct company as far as coming into the industry. Be careful of the contracts that you sign. You
That's
know,
right.
there are so many
break
opportunities. Correct. There's so many opportunities that you can get in this industry and not even pay a dime to go to school. Or they have tuition reimbursement when you're not paying on your school for the next 3-4 years. You know, it's just about doing your research. And I tell any woman, when females call and they want to get advice about coming into the industry or becoming a driver, I always let them know you can do anything that you want to do. I could motivate you, I could encourage you, but if you really want to do this, you can do it. You are no different than me. And if I can get out here and wake up every morning and drive this truck, you can as well. Not only do that, but you can also teach others that want to come in this industry to do that and be successful as well.
Absolutely.
You just have to believe in yourself. That's all you have to do. A lot of my students say, well, what do you think? Am I doing this? And I also turn that question back on them. What do you think? Do you think that you're doing a good job? Do you think that you're able to? And you can't let the truck handle you. You have to be in control of the truck. You will never drive a truck if you let that truck intimidate you. But if you have in your mind that I'm in control of this vehicle, I'm aware of my surroundings, I know what's happening around me, you can drive that truck. And you can do it safely and successfully.
Absolutely. Hey, you know, since you're bringing that up, first let me get this number out one more time. Anybody want to call in and just say hello to Tambra? Want to just call in and say, hey, you're doing a good job. And any friends out there listening want to just say hello, you can feel free to do so. 888-627-6008. Is it fair to say that with KLLM, you guys, what is a fair? I don't want to, throw in anything out there, misleading anyone. But what is the safe fair with that company that if a woman came there and did everything that she's supposed to do, what would her first year earnings be if she worked and did everything that she's supposed to do?
Okay. As a owner-operator, which that's what I am, a lease purchase operator, that means that I am purchasing my truck. I will own it in 4 years, okay? My total gross, now don't get this confused with the net, okay? But my total gross, and this is above average. This is not the average. But my 1099 says $157,000 in my first year of trucking as a lease purchase operator. Now, we do also have company drivers. Our company drivers, they make 38 cents per mile, and they also have benefits as well. They also have other perks such as per diem and things like that. We encourage our drivers to be owner operators, but everybody doesn't want to be an owner operator, and that's okay. I do not push my students into being a lease purchase operator because it takes a certain mindset to get out of school. You're already getting out of school. You already got to learn how to deliver the loads. You have to learn how to be on time. Being a lease operator, you have to also learn how to manage your finances. You can go broke really fast trying to come out of school and be an owner operator right off the bat. There's no rush. At KLLM, you can go company, and when you feel comfortable with company and you're able to do your trips, you're able to manage your fuel, you're able to do all the things that you need to do and take the steps to being a lease operator, that's what I would recommend. I recommend that for my young students that I graduate. Now, there are some exceptions to the rule. There are people that have a business mindset, and they are able to handle that. They don't have any bills. They don't have hard. You're not out of pocket, and it teaches you. It's like trucking business 101. The program is set up to teach you how to eventually run your business on your own, because that's what you're doing. You're purchasing the vehicle to eventually own it, so you'll be able to be in business totally on your own, and KLM does that for you.
Exactly. I got a question for you too. I mean, I know we kind of touched a little bit about it, but like someone coming into training, right? A female, we'll say a female, and she got 2-3 kids at home. How does she, handle, family being at home? I mean, how do they really handle it? Because, it's kind of hard. Some females got 2, 3, 4-year-olds, and some got older kids. But if you're leaving a husband or a boyfriend back, how hard is that to be able to come and spend 3 to 6 weeks? What did you say? 3 to 6 weeks of 9 weeks out, and I'm quite sure during that time you're not even going home. So how hard is that?
It's very difficult. It's very difficult, and it's very stressful. That's why you have to have a strong support system around you. Even if you're a female and you don't have a spouse at home, but you have children, or you have young children, there has to be someone like a mother that is willing to take on that responsibility, a grandmother or a family member that is willing to take on the responsibility of being there as well. Now, another thing, if you have children that's over the age of 11, you can also take your child on the road with you. Okay, you could take them on at the summer vacations. They're allowed to stay out, 2 weeks at a time. If you have a child that's over the age of 11, so they can experience what mom goes through on the road. I recently this summer took my 17-year-old at the time out on the road with me for a couple of weeks, so he can experience what his mom does. So he can understand. So he can understand.
And do they help them understand it better when you do that? I mean, because other women listening to this, that might be something that can be helpful for them. Did that make him understand things a lot better? Once you took him out.
Yes. Now he knows. Well, Mom, where are you today? And it's more as together they understand that Mom's on the road. He sees me go to the Walmart distribution center to get unloaded. He sees me going to Missouri to get unloaded. So he knows that Mom is out here working for the betterment of the family. So that child has a better understanding of my mom is just not out, just leaving me for a couple of weeks at a time. We want to be out here so we can be something for our children to have. It's not about us. It's about our family and how we want to be able to provide for them so they're not missing the necessity of things that they need. You also, if you're in a relationship, you have a boyfriend, you have a husband, you also need to be able to communicate that. We need the support of our men to stand by us in the choices that we choose to do. You have to have that discussion up front before you even decide to get into a career like this. Because as you know, this can make or break a relationship. Being away from home can strain a relationship. And if you're not strong in your marriage or you're not strong in your relationship, then it is a fast way to get a divorce. because when you're out here on this road, we're all thinking about what the person is doing at home. When the person is at home, they're thinking about what the person is doing on the road.
That's right.
You know,
Absolutely.
so you have to have your mind right. You have to realize what the main goal is, what the purpose is, and what you're building on. And if you do make that decision to come out here in this industry, make sure if you're going to support that person, be supportive 100%. Call them, ask them, hey, baby, how's your day? You know, what's your weight? You know, we don't know. We at home, we don't know a lot about trucking. We don't know about animals. We don't know about, you know, different things. But we can interact with our mate to make them feel that, you know, they care. They're a part of us on the road. You know, you have so many different equipment such as FaceTime and Skype and things like that you can use to keep in constant contact with your family. But it's very important that if you have a spouse that's at home, that they also take that initiative to involve the kids to make them a part of that female's life as well on the road.
Absolutely. And you know, it is very hard. And you know, and not only just in the transportation industry, in any industry, when there's a female involved, you know, what if she's a doctor, a lawyer? You know, it takes time away from the home, because the female is normally the nourishment, you know, the nourisher of the home. You know, the kids always depend on mom. Dad can be around, but they always, when they cry, are their feelings hurt, then who they come to? They run to mom. And when mom is out of the house, they can be very hard, you know. I mean, in any field that we're in. And, you know, Tamara, we really appreciate you being with us tonight and talking about that. Do you want to share with the listeners, if any women is listening tonight, how would they be able to get on with the company that you're working for?
All they will have to do is go to KLLM.com and put in an application. If they live in Illinois, Chicago, Illinois, or in Illinois, Texas, or Mississippi, they can go to the schools of KLLM. If they do have a CDL, they are willing, they accept all over. Also, if you want to hear about women's stories as far as being females in the industry, I am an admin along with Dee Silva of Trucking Divas Rock. And what we do is we share the stories of women that have been in the industry so you can see what they've been through. We got women that's doing flatbed. We got women that's doing specialized loads. So you can get a variety of the struggles that these women have faced and how they overcome and how they're successful and how they've been in the business. So check that out on Trucker Divas Rock on Facebook. Also, if you're new trying to get in the industry and you just need to be motivated, you need to be encouraged, you need to be uplifted, join us on Team RG, Ruthless Grinders. So we help you get into schools. We have resources that will help you get into a school, help you get started and on your way if this is something that you want to do.
Absolutely. So if any of the ladies sign on and want to come, they want to request you, they feel free to be able to do so?
They will
if they want you to train them?
It's 6 weeks at a time. I must say that our female list is a waiting list for female trainers, because we are, and I do definitely, if you're in the trucking industry and you have your CDL and you have your experience, please share the knowledge. Please help train the future truckers that are coming into this industry. We need more trainers, women trainers, so we can get these students in their trucks and get them out on the road as well.
All right.
But yes,
and you know what? And the ladies listening tonight, you can reach out to Tamara at her Facebook page. Any other information that you want to give, Tamara, how they can reach out to you?
You can check out my page, which is Tamara Brock. I have a personal page. I also have a Miss Diva Trucker 43. You can check me out there. I do have a YouTube channel that's Miss Diva Trucker 43. You can send me an email, an inbox. I try as hard as I can to respond to each and every one of you. It may take me a moment to do so because, as you know, I'm training right now as we speak. So, and I have to focus on my students. But just send me an email. I will try to get back to you as soon as possible with any questions that you may have. Feel free to ask.
All right. And with that said, that was our guest tonight, Miss Tamara Brock. Tamara, we really appreciate you being here with us tonight.
Thank
JW
you
and I
so much,
really do.
Tamara.
We do. And hey, feel free to come back anytime. Come back,
All right.
bring your friends back with you, send anyone else on. Hey, we will do a show. We will set one especially for you. You want to come back? Just
I
let us
heard
know.
that.
That's right.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. We appreciate it. You have a nice night. All right. Hey, JW, man, I appreciate your love.